Hey, good Friday morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist. Yeah, we made it to Friday. Got a few things to talk about today weather-wise. First off, we have the tropical air into the area. You know, Alpena and Traverse City hit 90 degrees yesterday. First time this year so far. I didn't see any other 90-degree temperatures, but suspect a few spots touched it. The humidity will be high, and we have a frontal system and storms draped across the area. That means we get the air banging together, and that means as we get into the afternoon and evening, thunderstorms will re-erupt after things lull. One thing I want you to get a good handle for is what we call the diurnal variation of storms. Diurnal, daily variation of storms. So storms are on the increase late afternoon and evening, usually on the decrease late evening into the middle of the night, sometimes on the increase again towards sunrise and just after sunrise, and then they start to diminish again. So they kind of go through two peaks and two valleys where they can hold together, and that's where we're at now. So let's get to it and show you what's going on. And here we are. So this could be a heavy rain pattern for isolated locations. Maybe I shouldn't use the word isolated, maybe for 10-mile-long strips, because you get something like this where you get heavy storms and they tend to try to follow in the same path. So this is all shifting southeastward, and remember the diurnal wearing down of it during the late morning, early afternoon. You'll see that on the radar forecast, where this line of storms should diminish and then a new line would redevelop at some point. But it's a big dousing where you see the red. Sears out here, western part of the state, had 1.75 inches during the rain. So when you see this right here coming across Bay County, Midland County, Isabella County, that's a 2-inch rain in some areas. And that's why I say some areas can really get clobbered with rain in this kind of pattern, and some areas missed. The humidity is high, the instability is high, the wind speeds aloft not extremely high, and that's why the severe weather threat isn't higher. It's on the marginal side, meaning there is about a 5% chance of a damaging wind gust out of these storms. Here's the radar forecast, and it'll show you. Okay, yeah, Brian, Wayne County, you're going to get it, it looks like this afternoon, late this afternoon and this evening. I'll show that to you right now. This is the radar forecast, 10, 11, noon. And that's what we expect, is that usually storms diminish at 10, 11, noon or so. The sun's getting up and it's evaporating the cloud tops, kind of stabilizing things. Then we go into the afternoon. Okay, now we're at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 3, 4, 5, I'm sorry, 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9. And the other thing that I like to say is that oftentimes these models will, on the next wave of thunderstorm activity this afternoon, they won't show it as widespread as it will actually be. So when you look at this, I want you to just look at the placement of where the line of storms will probably develop and figure that it could on radar look a lot bigger than this. So basically what you're looking at is sometime probably 4 to 6 o'clock this afternoon, thunderstorms will start to erupt from Saginaw down to Grand Rapids. That's where the frontal system will be. And then they'll kind of build and increase in coverage into the evening hours. And they could keep going through the overnight hours. This is where a lot of times the southern part of the state gets into a severe a flooding situation where you can get several inches of rain. This is the kind of system that can produce 2, 3, 4 inches of rain in isolated locations, not widespread. Someone asked about Saginaw. Yeah, you're looking at this morning thunderstorms, and then again late this afternoon storms on the way. Here is the total rain forecast, and really why I wanted to show this to you is not so much don't take this as exactly where the rain will fall. Take it as the potential for very little rain to something like the model here wants to predict 3 inches of rain. And that's what it's all about. But I would say that if there's a favorite area to get another round of heavy storms this afternoon, it's the thumb and into the north side of the Detroit area. Hey, good morning, Laura Savicki and Tony Harris. So it looks like a lake breeze will roll down the thumb, hit that humid air, set off some storms, and move to the south. So this could be Flint, this could be Lapeer, St. Clair County into Detroit, and it could connect back to here. It's tough to say. So the point being is just watch for another round of storms this afternoon, and they can be heavy rain producers. Mount Clemens fireworks tonight will be raining at 10 p.m. in Macomb County. Boy, that's going to be close. I would say you do have a chance of thunderstorms. Keep an eye on it. Sometimes they have to move up the start time to beat the storms. Outdoor grad party in Dundee tomorrow afternoon, evening. Good? Should be. I'm going to go into that. Here's the next thing, is we are in this what I call the ring of fire, and numerous disturbances right around this edge of heat and humidity and bring us storms. But the nice thing is here, it looks like we're going to have a little break in the storms coming around the ring of fire just at a perfect timing. Tomorrow afternoon into Sunday. Okay? So might even cool just a touch in a few places. I'll show that to you. So here's our area of fire, very hot. Chicago tomorrow, they should be out of the ring of fire also. So now we're into tomorrow morning, and the frontal system, although hard to pick out, right down here, and we're into tomorrow afternoon and evening and dry weather. So Chicago should be good tomorrow, Tom Ramsey, and I would think you'd be looking at warm temperatures in the 80s, a lot of pavement around there. In Electric Forest always seems to have one period of heavy showers and thunderstorms. They have it at the climatological peak of this kind of weather last week in June. Okay, so we're into Sunday now. And again, dry, and here's been advertised pretty good. The next complex of storms would start to come in on Monday. But by the way, next week, hot dome stays down here, and we stay in that ring of fire. So you're going to have to deal with bursts, 1 to 3 hour bursts of thunderstorms next week. How are we looking on flooding on Saginaw River in Bay City? Well, I haven't really kept track with that. I know the rivers are up, the lakes are up, and this kind of weather can certainly produce some flooding. But generally, the Saginaw River in Bay City stays under control, generally, unless we get a northeast wind. Okay, high temperatures today, upper 80s, and it is going to be humid. We'll get to the fourth here in just a second. Mary Jo Conister McDonald, a little cooler in the north today than it was yesterday. Now tomorrow, a touch cooler. Remember, we're behind the front, and a northeast wind trying to back into the thumb and to the northeast. So this is Sunday. You cool down, very comfortable. The west side of the state, you don't get that cool down. You're looking at temperatures in the mid-80s. You're very summery, even up into the Traverse City area and Manistee and Benzie County. Now we're back to Monday, and the warmth starts to surge back slowly. Little north. Hey, good morning, Laura Powell from Vassar. And we're at Tuesday in the low to mid 80s. We're at Wednesday in the mid to upper 80s. We're at Thursday, the 4th, mid to upper 80s. Sunday night's free concert in Frankenmuth. Right now, Kevin, we are looking at not any precipitation and gorgeous temperatures. Good morning, Kevin Bloom. Yes, so that's the lowdown. Today we have 2 rounds of thunderstorms, one moving through now through the center of the state and diminishing, another one to redevelop southern half of the state somewhere this afternoon and this evening. Those can produce heavy rains, can produce isolated low end severe weather gusts, meaning 60 miles an hour. And then the weekend looks dry. The weekend looks great for the most part. I'll keep an eye on it for you because of these disturbances coming across the ridge. But right now, looking pretty good. Concert in Mount Pleasant tonight, how is it looking? Mount Pleasant tonight looks pretty decent because that next round of storms is expected to develop in the southern third south of Mount Pleasant. Softball tourney in Mount Pleasant this weekend. Looks dry, but they're getting drenched, absolutely drenched right now. Probably over an inch, maybe 2, maybe over 2 here from the last few hours until it ends in the next couple of hours. There's your update. I'll keep you updated through the weekend. It's the kind of pattern where what I have to do is kind of just keep watching it because things can sneak up on us quickly, and I might only have a 6 to 12 hour warning before the next line of storms comes through. So I'll try to keep you updated like the MLive, the Michigan weather group. I tend to update a lot of short things on the weekend there. In case I can't get on MLive and write a full-blown post, I can get something quick out to you on the search for Michigan weather, and we'll accept you into that group. And it's turned into a great group. Everybody's sharing a lot of weather information. There it is. Have yourselves a great Friday. Enjoy the heat and humidity. No complaints, because I've heard complaints for about 6 months now. First person to complain, boy, let me tell you. Just kidding. All right, so take care. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.